Hello there, Erica Hargaden here, certified child sleep consultant with my private practice Babogue. I'm the creator of the Sleep Series, which is an online sleep program based around my 7 steps to better sleep, and I'm a mum of 3. So there's very little that I haven't seen on the sleep front with my own crew and my own family sleep situation. I promised you guys I would come on to talk today about overnight waking and why it might be occurring, the things that might contribute to overnight waking, and maybe the things that you could try to resolve it. Let's face it, if you're following me, it's maybe because you're experiencing sleep issues that you want to get on top on, or you are on top of sleep and wanting to keep on top of it and wanting to try and learn as much as you possibly can around sleep. And that's why I do this sleep topic, kind of covering off something every Tuesday to give you guys something to help you along on your sleep journeys. So what kind of things might contribute to overnight waking for a child? Usually I would find it is something that's maybe happening in the day that will contribute to what is happening at night. So maybe the biological timekeeping that's happening during the day, the routine, the napping schedule. Very often, nap imbalance can severely contribute to overnight issues and maybe sleep initiation and sleep maintenance issues. It could also be dependencies. Perhaps there's an over dependence on the soother, and baby is waking consistently throughout the night to have it replugged. Perhaps there's a dependency on something that's happening around the parent, and baby is waking at every sleep cycle looking for this to be repeated to help them with their sleep initiation and maintenance. Perhaps it's feeding. Perhaps baby is very, very dependent on feeding to sleep and thus needs the feeding to continue at different stages during the night for their sleep maintenance. There's a separate IGTV on feeding to sleep. It could be overtiredness. And this comes into this biological timekeeping bit that I started out with. Something in their daytime schedule is creating overtiredness and sleep debt, which in turn creates jumpy sleeps all night long and waking at every sleep cycle. It could also be their sleep environment. Potentially their sleep environment is not supportive enough of their sleep initiation and sleep maintenance. So key things around it being dark in their sleep environment, because darkness is key for the production of melatonin, which is the sleepy hormone, which helps us to initiate and maintain their sleep. I often see babies too who are in their co-sleepers, bedside sleepers, for longer than maybe is suitable. I've recently had a case where a baby of 9 months old was still in a co-sleeper and was too big for it. So moving to full-size cots from approximately 4 months of age would be my preference for babies, giving them room to move and maneuver around their cots. There's a lot of emphasis put on keeping children still while they're sleeping, but actually we very naturally move in our sleep, and restricting movement can actually hinder sleep as well. So how do you maybe get past these things? You need to decide on what your family sleep goals are. If you're the type of parent who wants to co-sleep, super, practice it safely, and away you go. But if you're the parent who wants more independent sleep practices in their household, then you lead it. You're the one who will lead this and bring it to where you want it to be. So really looking at and understanding and educating yourself as much as possible on what is suitable for your child from a sleep perspective through the age ranges is what I would encourage you to do. Because what is suitable around sleep for a 4-month-old changes again for a baby at 6 months, and at 8 months, and at 9 months, and right up through the years. So in understanding these different stages, you will be able to put in place suitable and supportive routines, albeit flexible ones, around your child's sleep to support their overnight sleep phase. So for example, I would see that a lot of children would have top-heavy daytime sleep, so that they would sleep the majority of their daytime sleep in the morning, and they would have their shorter nap in the afternoon. This then creates overtiredness going to bed, and also can reinforce early morning waking. The morning sleep tends to be mentally restorative, and the afternoon sleep tends to be physically restorative. So in giving a baby top-heavy morning sleep, you're leaving a child very, very physically tired going to bed. So trying to either create balance in napping or have a shorter morning nap and a longer afternoon nap is preferable. But napping is one of the hardest things to establish with children. You will see that nighttime sleep actually will come together first when you work on sleep and sleep shaping, and daytime sleep comes second. And I know I experience this a lot with my sleep series parents and also with my one-to-ones. Getting napping down is tough. There's nothing easy about creating routine, but once you get it, you will fly. And routine is key. Creating nice structures around what happens during the day will go a long way towards creating those consolidated stretches of sleep at night. I touched on the soother. So if you are using a soother and you are continuously replugging it during the night, then your baby probably has a high dependency on it for sleep initiation and sleep maintenance. I touched on this last time in my last IGTV about soothers and trying to create some independent behaviours around it. But also equally, if you're kind of before the year old and you're thinking of taking it away, then working on that and having a plan around that will maybe help you get those more consolidated sleep stretches at night. Also making sure that both parents are on the same page, and very similar consistent things are happening around sleep. I would hear a lot that like when maybe mammy settles baby to bed, baby doesn't sleep as well during the night as versus when daddy settles baby to bed because he does something different than mammy does. So trying to create the same things around sleep and moving away from the feeding to sleeps, the rocking to sleeps, the holding to sleeps, and putting in place this, kind of line towards your child being able to settle themselves off to sleep, this holy grail of self-soothing that you guys will hear me talk about. And this is something that I cover off heavily when I work with parents one-to-one, but also through the sleep series and the 7 steps to better sleep. So like the 7 key things that need to be in place for your child to sleep well. So like sleep environment, the timings that you put around their sleep, the milk solids balance, and really trying to move away from that feeding to sleep, their bedtime routine, making sure that that is leading them on this nice stepping stone towards consolidated nights, that you are focusing in on self-soothing, that you're giving your child the opportunity to learn the skill around sleeping, napping, that you're putting in place balanced napping routines that are suitable for their age range, and recognizing when a child needs to have tweaks made to their napping in order to support their sleep going forward. And consistency. Consistency is key. It's absolutely key. And I go through the 7 steps, and that's always the last one. And in my opinion, it's one of the most important. Things that you can do: regular morning time, regular evening time, bedtime, very regular daytime routine as much as possible. Good wind down time at bedtime with no TV in the hour prior to bedtime. Have your last milk feed an hour, 45 minutes prior to bedtime in a room that is not associated with sleep. Make sure that it's a darkened sleep environment and that you're giving your baby the opportunity to initiate and maintain sleep themselves. As usual, if you want to learn more about me, babogue.com is the place to go. Thanks very much.